When's the last time this game got an update? What's up guys, it's me Zerodomai Kitsune, and yeah, I got to see the Dragon Ball Broly movie, so I felt a bit in a fighter's mood today, and I wanted to share my thoughts on potential Season 2 stuff, since those announcements are coming up real soon. But first, quick movie review. Don't worry, no spoilers that Toei hasn't already exposed to the internet. So yeah, first of all, was the movie good? And for me, that answer is a resounding yes. But that comes with one important distinction. I watch Dragon Ball movies for one thing and one thing only: the fights. Sure, there are a ton of other elements that make a film good, animated or not, but to me, that means spending 20 plus minutes in transit, paying for overpriced popcorn, and occasionally getting stuck next to a Smash player. Rip my buddy who got stuck in a different seat. And I consent to those annoyances just so I can see something with a much higher budget than you normally get from entertainment. And in the realms of anime, that means really high quality fight scenes, which Super Broly delivers on in spades. Those were some of the best fight scenes I've seen in anime, particularly in the first part where, they aren't going all maximum Over Saiyan. That trailer with the fluid bouncing Goku was the perfect representation of the quality of the early fights. On top of that though, there was something I didn't expect: the music. Again, it's overall decent, obligatory chala head chala as we all expect, but the track playing during the fight was mind-blowingly hype, to the point that I don't want to describe it any further because it's something that you need to just experience and be shocked by. The rest of the movie is okay, nothing groundbreaking, no massive revelations that are going to shake the Dragon Ball community. They did reboot the origin story of Goku, Vegeta, and Broly, which I know a lot of people were angry at, but it wasn't all that bad. From what I heard, it's better than Dragon Ball Minus, so there's that. Though still, Blood Bandana Bardock will always be my preferred origin story. They also added in some completely new faces, and it must be said, while I'm not a big fan of chili, I really enjoyed the doses of chili in this movie. It was also pretty damn funny, with one particular moment that absolutely destroyed the entire theater to the point that I couldn't hear the next scene after it. Yeah, overall I would recommend this movie as long as you were not expecting some Battle of Gods level of new lore and world expansion or anything like that. At the very least, this was much better than Revival of F, and that movie wasn't even all that bad. Oh, and one last thing, something really funny happened at my theater. So the movie got to its obvious baby Broly is breaking the scanner scene, power level stuff. What? And right when the scanner explodes, the screen cuts off, and for a moment everyone was laughing like, did Broly destroy the movie? But then it was revealed that brothers be trying to be slick and steal better spots, and the management had to step in. So that was fun. But from there, now let's talk about the upcoming Season 2 for FighterZ that will hopefully be announced on the 27th, because I've got some hope for certain pieces of content, and more importantly, something to bring some of my friends back into the game. So yeah, what kind of characters could they bring in for a Season 2? Well, most likely there will be 4 to 6 DLC characters, but I only have a guess at 3. Well, not a guess for one of them, it was basically confirmed on Bandai Namco's Twitter to be Jiren. I don't know what they're gonna do with that guy since he's basically the strongest person ever the character, and that's gonna be hard to convey in a balanced competitive video game. Look at Release Beerus and Frieza. So while I'm not really interested in Jiren, it'll be interesting to see what they do with the character. My primary pick for Season 2 is Kefla, not only because of personal bias, but also because this game straight up lacks female picks. You can't even make a full female team unless you count Frieza. But just as importantly, I really do think despite all the hate she gets, Kefla is a great representation of just fanboyism turned real. She also has a couple of interesting moves, not only with the whole laser ray thing, but also with the dash punch so fast that she almost trips when she misses. That looks like it could be the second coming of Rebellion Spear, yikes. And her big fancy final key wave being pretty unique with the red spirals. Compare that to half of the franchise just using Kamehameha clones. I don't know, hell, if it makes it easier for the Kefla haters, you can just call her female Goku. Finally, for my last pick, this should be obvious since the movie has just come out, but Gogeta. Everyone wins with that, people who like classic DBZ, and the people who like the more modern DB Super, since he's basically the same character in both, with a few adjustments to his appearance. It would also allow this announcement to ride the hype train of the American release of the movie that much harder, so I think it's fairly realistic to expect. Now here's something that's not realistic though, my interpretation of what a fighter's Gogeta would be. First of all, you don't start out as Gogeta. Now before you roll your eyes at what sounds like someone arguing for the fusion dance minigame, hear me out. I want to start out as either Goku or Vegeta because I want to see their Broly movie martial arts. They did so many cool moves and attacks during the film, and some of them were brand new. I could even see having Goku bounce up and down, loosening himself up, just like in the trailer for its intro. And any worries about confusing this version of Goku for base Goku? Well, that can be solved by just having Gogeta Goku fight in God form. I mean, it's one of the only forms left that doesn't have representation in the game, so that would be 2 birds, 1 stone. Then there is the transformation itself, and for that, just make it an install level 3. Nothing fancy. We only have one of those in the form of Frieza in the game, and let's be real, for a game that takes a fair bit of inspiration from Marvel, particularly Marvel 3, that game had like 12 different install supers, so one more can't hurt. Plus, install supers kinda work well with the concept of fusion, needs a lot of prep, is a bit of a gambit, and has a time limit. Now as for the moves, they could be basically 2 different characters put into one, but I think it'd be more reasonable to have them share normals and have Gogeta have buffed up specials and supers. So yeah, that's my guesses and hopes, and well, fantasy for the last one because I don't expect them to go that deep for a single character. Past that, I don't really have any idea for the remaining 1 or 3 depending on how large season 2 is. I know it's gonna be 1 or 3 more characters to keep the roster even, because you know, don't want to end up like Marvel Infinite. I guess Ultra Instinct Goku to go with the already confirmed Jiren, but more Goku clones on top of the most likely appearing Gogeta, yeah. One thing I do think they could and should do is character skins. That way we could get movie Broly as an alternate skin for existing Broly rather than have to burn a whole other slot for him. We could also get some skins for things that have literally 0% chance of showing up as an actual playable character, like First Form Frieza and Cell, since they are roughly the same size as their final forms. Hell, we could get Krillin with hair. I don't know, maybe that's too big for a season of DLC, which is sad because I have 0 investment in the colors in this game, but I don't know, maybe that's an idea for FighterZ 2, whenever that happens. But yeah, time to wrap this up. Again, I really recommend seeing the Broly movie, if only to see some great anime fight choreography, and I'm really looking forward to having my group of friends energized to play FighterZ again. So, leave in the comment section your thoughts on the movie or hope for new FighterZ content, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, by the way, didn't bring up the new DBZ RPG because, well, Dragon Ball doesn't really have that great of a track record with their licensed games, and just because the last couple of brawlers were good, it still doesn't make me super confident, especially since a lot of the other licensed anime games I've taken a glance at are pretty average at best. So yeah, peace!